If you have a big old landing page and you're driving a bunch of traffic to it, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get that thing to convert a lot better. Now, my name is David White from Learn Marketing AI, and I know there are a million things that could be said about the topic of how do I get my landing page to convert better? You can mess with the headline, you can try adding a video, you can do two-step like registration forms, you can change the color of the button from red to green, you can change the text on the button from let me in to give me access, you can try social proof, you can try putting testimonials there, you can do a whole bunch of stuff, but really, you only need to do 2 steps in order to get your landing page to work a whole bunch better. So I'm going to explain those 2 steps to you in this video. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of landing pages and how I would go about optimizing them if they were mine. Now, these are just random landing pages that I found by scrolling through Facebook for like 5 minutes and waiting for ads to pop up. So I know people are driving traffic to these pages. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm just going to show you what I would do to mess around with them if it was my job to get them to convert better. For all I know, they're like 100% conversion and they're slaying it. And then finally, we're going to talk about what do you actually do when you're messing around optimizing running a test. So with that said, let me pull up my slides here and we're going to talk about the 2 steps to optimizing a landing page. Here we go. First step, you need to analyze what it is that you've got and come up with some kind of hypothesis about what is stopping your landing page from working better. Now, I like giving things scores out of 10. So as we go through these, if you've got a landing page in mind or something that you're thinking about, just give yourself a 3-second glance at that page and then give yourself a score out of 10 for each one of these 3 things that we're about to talk about. No 7s though. Everyone loves scoring things a 7 out of 10, which is not a score. This is something I learned from Mark Manson. If you score something as 7, that doesn't really give us all that much information. A 6 out of 10, yeah, that's like only a little bit better than a 5. That's not very good. An 8 out of 10, well, that's almost a 9 out of 10, and that is pretty good. 7 doesn't tell us much, so if you've got a landing page, score it out of 10 based on these 3 things here on the left of the page. No 7s. So the first one that we're looking at is content per scroll, or in other words, how much stuff are you making your audience consume so that they can like get your message. Now, David Ogilvy, who was one of the best advertisers and marketers of all time, he had this quote where he said, once you have written your headline, you've spent 80 cents out of your dollar. Now, if you can't get your headline to get someone wanting to read your article, essentially everything that you write after the headline is a total waste. And the same thing is true with like the first impression of your landing page. If you can't get someone to look at it and get in 1 second exactly what it is, or 3 seconds or whatever people's memory is these days, you have failed the traffic that you're sending to your page. Now, the second thing that we're going to analyze is copy styles. So when you write copy, there are really 3 things that you can and should be doing. You can write copy about your audience's state before they use the thing that you're going to give them in exchange for their email address, and you can talk about how their life sucks or things they struggle with. You can talk about after copy, which is after you use my product, here's how your life is going to be amazing. And then finally, you can have product positioning or social proof copy, which is like testimonials as featured in, or bullet points or explanations of sort of how the thing works. And then finally, you can have specificity. So if you have a, I don't know, let's say a software for a, I don't know, something that helps gym owners to manage the leads that they're getting and whatever. Like if you have a headline that says for gym owners, that will not convert as well as hypothetically for martial arts gym owners if that's who you're trying to attract as a client. So specificity, if you can increase how specific your message is, that's going to help you out a little bit. So we're going to run through 5 examples really quickly of landing pages that I found from a very quick scroll through Facebook looking for people who are running ads to me, and we're going to assess these now out of 10. Some of these I like, some of these I don't like. I'm going to remain objective, and we're just going to score them. So here is the first landing page I want you to look at, and we are going to look at content per scroll. So tell me, how much stuff do you think there is here, and how would you score this out of 10? This is a landing page from Brendan Bouchard, who is running traffic to a 1-page productivity sheet. So personally, I'm going to score this thing an 8. We got a headline here, and I know exactly what it is, a one-page productivity sheet. So if we go back to what I was mentioning a second ago, this is product positioning and kind of telling me exactly what it is that I'm looking at. And we got after copy, 3 times more done every single week. We got a little byline. We got a little opt-in area here. Perfect. I'm going to give this an 8. There's not too much work for me to do here to understand this. This website, though, this is Grant Cardone running ads to me about a step-by-step formula to maximize my income in 2024. I'm going to give this a 10. So this is an exclusive web class. And here's what life is going to be like after I use it. I'm going to maximize my income. I got a button. I got a little picture of him here, so I know he's a real person. Done. I'm going to give that a 9.5 or a 10. Now compare that to this landing page. Now, when I talk about content per scroll, this is what I mean. This is like the top section of this website. And there is a huge amount of stuff going here from Ty Lopez. I do not know if this landing page is crushing or not, but I do know this is the first place that I would try and tweak or mess with to get this landing page to work better. If it wasn't converting, I would look at this and I'd say this amount of content per scroll is too much. Same thing here with this this page from Russell Brunson doing some kind of challenge for ClickFunnels. So here's all the copy I've got. Live now, your first funnel challenge. Attention, are you ready to launch your first funnel? I like the specificity here. That's good. Give us 90 minutes a day, and in the next 5 days, we'll show you how to quickly launch your idea and turn it into a business that you're proud of. So this, again, is specificity. This is not like, hey, here's how to earn your next million. It's like, if you're new, this is the sort of stuff you should be looking at. Here's more specificity. This can work even if you have no tech skills, don't have a product, or have no idea what a funnel is yet. I got a countdown timer. I got an opt-in section. I got a busy button. I got a little disclaimer, and then I got a bonus. This is a lot. Not quite as much as, I almost said not quite as bad, not quite as much as this. I don't know if this landing page is converting, but if I wanted to mess with it, this is the first place I would start. Reduce the amount of content per scroll. Now, the final example I'm going to give you is one from the company formerly known as Boom by Cindy Joseph, but apparently now is known as Boom Beauty. So this is run by a fantastic marketer. I love this guy. I'm sure I'd be friends with him if I met him in the pub. This is run by a fantastic marketer called Ezra Firestone. And this is not a sales page. This is a page he's driving traffic to about, well, it is a sales page, I guess, but it's kind of a content page. So here we can see exactly what's going on. I see a little discount. I see exactly what's going on here. So this is what I would call after copy. So after you use our product, you don't need a makeup kit. I got a little bit of social proof going on here. I got more after copy. And then I've got an add to cart button and a reason why, 25% savings. So I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10 as well. So that's what we're looking at there. First things first, content per scroll. And this applies as we go through these landing pages. So if I go to, let's go to Russell Brunson. So I would give this like not a particularly high score. This would be the first place I'd mess with. If I wanted to continue messing with this landing page, I would give this section a higher score. I would give this section a higher score. I like this, probably no one's going to read this kind of stuff, but you can see all the different people who are here. And then again, like this kind of gets a little bit too busy. There's just too much writing here. So we'll come back and we'll talk about how do we mess with this in just a second, but that's what we're looking at, content per scroll. The next thing we're looking at is copy style. So if we have a 3-second glance at your landing page, are you talking about how life before people use your thing sucks and what they're trying to escape from? Are you talking about how life after they use your thing is going to be amazing? Are you talking about product positioning stuff and explaining how it works or the features or showing social proof? Well, let's have a look at these 3 landing pages again. So I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10 because it's right there in the headline, get 3 times more done every single week. And it's a 1-page productivity sheet. I'm very happy with this from Brendan Bouchard. I like that. This is good copy. Same thing here with Grant Cardone. Maximize your income in 2024. I know exactly what this is about. If we turn to Ty Lopez, reading through this, see, this copy does not talk about the before or after state. This copy talks about product positioning, and we are talking about like, oh, it's a book, all my secrets. That's fantastic. This is a little bit of, this is after copies. So generated over $100 million in sales, took Tai Lopez from 0 followers to more than 7 million. The number one viral social media formula that can help you get millions of social media followers. The A to Z freedom framework to help you achieve time, location. So this is good copy. I like this. But again, I feel like it's too busy to go here. I think I would probably try and split this landing page up and have like different headline, video, opt-in form, and then all these bullets I would probably move to like their own section below, all that kind of stuff. Now, if we go to Russell Brunson here, we're looking at before and after copy. So do I know what I'm going to get after I use this thing? Is he talking about how he's going to help fix all the things that suck about my life before I use this thing? And here we go. Turn it into a business that you're proud of. This can work even if you have this stuff that sucks about your life. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because this is kind of not the highlight of this landing page. So I feel like all this sort of stuff, give us 90 minutes a day, that can probably be removed or eliminated. And this launch your idea and turn it into a business that you're proud of can be made a lot more prominent. So that's what we're looking for there, before and after copy. Now, the final thing, which I touched on really quickly, is this idea of specificity. So if you're targeting gym owners, specifically people who have like, not CrossFit, what are they called? Muay Thai or boxing or martial arts gyms or something like that, you want to say that in the headline. Now, you don't really want to be super obnoxious about it and say like for martial arts and combat gym owners or something like that. You can just drop that in there with one word, such as how to grow a combat or martial arts gym. Like if that's your headline, just adding that combat or martial arts gym instead of just a gym, that's going to help you out there and that's going to help your audience see, hey, you know what? This is made specifically for people like me. So let's review what we've done here. By reducing the amount of content per scroll, we've made it easier for people to consume the message and understand exactly what it is that you're trying to communicate to them. And secondly, by adding in some more before copy or after copy or specificity, it's easier for your audience to look at it and say, oh, you know what? This sounds like it was made specifically for people just like me, specifically for people who are over 55. Or specifically for people who are brand new to investing, or specifically for people who are building their first funnel, or whatever it might be. Now let's talk about the testing phase here. So, like I said, you can change the color of the button. You can change it from join the challenge to let me in, the text on the button. You can do a whole bunch of stuff, but here is generally speaking where I would start. First and foremost, wherever you can, eliminate stuff. If you've got a video and a pre-headline and a large headline and a follow-up and a timer and a large complicated button and like an alert bar at the top, that's too many things. See what you can do to declutter or eliminate your page and reduce that amount of content per scroll. Secondly, add color. So when you've got copy there, see if you can talk more in the words that you've got about the before state, or talk more about the after state, or do some product positioning copy. Third, you want to simplify your message. So basically, I'm saying here, can you communicate in fewer words what you've got on the page right now? So if you've got, let's say, 16 words in your headline, can you get it down to 12? If you've got, 80 words in the next section of your landing page that people scroll to, can you get it down to 50? Maybe add in some bullet points, add in a few paragraphs, make the text a bit bigger, and just make it easier to consume. And then finally, and possibly least important, would be increased specificity. So if we go back to the examples that I had a second ago, let's talk about how we might change this particular landing page. Now, of course, we could change this to, instead of enter your email address here and then click on the button, we could change this to be a two-step opt-in form, but I would prefer to see this text go below this thing, and I would maybe add in some copy here about the before state that people are trying to escape from, and I would go through the landing page and I would find something, here we go. Stop losing your days to distraction and a bad mindset. I would move this sentence up here, and then without adding any extra clutter or kind of adding in more words, I have positioning copy, I have after copy. So after you use this product or this one-page productivity sheet, you'll be doing 3 times more every week. And then I'll be saying, if you want to escape losing your days to distraction and a bad mindset, Boom. That is how I would try and test this landing page. So that was eliminate and declutter, or sorry, adding color. Now, simplifying the message when it comes to this this particular page from Grant Cardone. What would I do here? What would I change here? Simplify the message. I think I would even just get rid of this particular sentence, and I would say, join this exclusive web class to maximize you. Oh, this is such a good landing page. I'm sure this thing is absolutely crushing. But yeah, if I could just try and get this done in fewer words, I think I would try. And I don't know if G Money here is trying to do anything specifically around targeting like males, or if he's doing anything specifically around targeting people who own their own business. But this is the sort of thing where it's like, I don't know if there's too much that I could change about this. Maybe I would try and mess around with secure your seat and change that to something else. Maybe I would try and get that discover the proven step-by-step formula and put that here instead of save your spot now or something like that. This is pretty bang on. There's not too much I would try and mess around with here. So that is adding in color. And then finally, or second last, we spoke about simplifying your message. So if we go back to Russell Brunson again here, I don't know how many words this is between here and here. I'm going to guess this is like 140 or something like that. I would try and get this down to like 20 words if possible. I would probably try and eliminate this image if I could, and I would get like a bunch of this stuff. I'd add in an extra section and I'd put it here before Damon John. And of course, going through this entire landing page, there is a lot of stuff here. You can do this for every single section of this landing page, but no need to worry about that too much. And then finally, like I said, increase specificity. So let me pull myself back up here. That's what we're looking at. Number one, analyze your landing page. Give yourself a score out of 10. No sevens on those three things that we just identified. Number two, what can you actually do? Third thing, and this gets into like the weeds of actually taking action. First and foremost, come up with a hypothesis. And a hypothesis sounds like this. I believe in order to increase landing page conversions, I must blank. So that might be something like, I believe in order to increase landing page conversions, I must get my message across in 40 words instead of 140 words above the fold. Now, if you don't know, above the fold is like everything that you can see on a landing page before you scroll. Another hypothesis might be, I believe that the best way to increase conversions on my landing page is to add in more after copy, or make my copy more about the after state, if you will, before people scroll or above the fold. So those kinds of things, they're very specific. It's nice if you can put a number to it, but of course, like we can't say, oh, getting rid of the image, I think that's going to give me 8%. If I change my copy from the before state to the after state, I think that's going to give me 7.5%. Like we don't know. What we're looking for here, though, is a hypothesis, something that you've written down where you say, this, if I do this and I send the same number of people to my landing page, it's going to get more of them to take action. Now, when it comes to the actual test, this is very basic. We want to do like three things. Number one, we change one variable. So we clone the page, we change the headline, nothing else, and we see what happens. The second thing is we set a determined amount of time. We look at, I want to do this for ideally 7 days or 100 leads or 100 results, if you will, at minimum, like whichever one of those takes longer, 7 days or 100 people opting in. We want to look at 7 days worth of the original version or 100 leads of the original version, and 7 days of the new version or 100 leads of the new version. Which one performed the best? And we have our written down hypothesis, and we will be able to say, my hypothesis was right or my hypothesis was wrong, and therefore I'm going to do X differently. Instead of trying to add more color, I'm going to eliminate and declutter. Instead of trying to simplify the message anymore, I'm going to change, I don't know, you might change what's in the video, or you might, I don't know, whatever it is, you'll have your own formula for your own landing page. And finally, we want to do this on a pretty consistent basis. So if you are sending a lot of traffic to a landing page, whether you're doing it through content, whether you're doing it through advertising, or even if it's something like a sales page, this is a pretty easy place to get yourself some significant gains in your funnel. Now, not a lot of people spend a lot of time working on this. It's really common for people to just make a thing and it kind of starts working okay, and then they're done with it. One of the things, especially in like 2024, that you really should be doing with the time that you should be freeing up by using artificial intelligence, which is what this channel is all about, is you should be doing this stuff a whole lot more. So when you free up time, when it takes you half an hour to write an email sequence instead of 3 hours, when it takes you, I don't know, 40 minutes to build a complete ad campaign instead of like an hour and a half, whatever it might be, spend that extra time running more tests. Because if you have a landing page that converts at 30% and you get that thing to 40%, like I said at the start of this video, you're going to make a third more money just by doing this kind of stuff a couple of times over. So, hope you found that helpful. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. I like this topic. I think we should do this a whole bunch more. Thank you for watching. My name is David White, and I will see you in the next video.